Welcome back to Horse Racing Today with your host, HRT Rich, and of course, terrific Terry on this terrific Tuesday. I put him to the test yesterday and told him that he had to hit the pick four. And not only did Terry hit his pick four, Terry also had his bet of the day and won at what, 4-1?
Yeah, paid $10.20. Absolutely.
And also paid $10 for coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
that's right.
Mr. Christopher D'Souza will be last time he was kind enough when he had the upper edge to give you a double or nothing. So I'm certain that you'll have that same set of kindness, but maybe not. I would be ruthless, Terry. I would just collect that ticket.
No, I will. I would. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course. I know you would. And then, of course, today, you knew we would have some free picks at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. They are Louisiana Downs. You can find them in the description down below. Always a lot of fun stuff going on down there in Louisiana. Got to have some fast horses down there, that's for sure, Terry. And speaking of fast horses, yesterday speed looked like it did return as the bias at Parx since the track was fast and probably not frozen for the first time in 2024. So maybe we'll see a fast track again today in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, starting in race El Numero Uno.
All right. Yeah, let's start out with this 6 furlong race at maiden claiming 25,000, purse 26,000 for maidens 4-year-olds and upward.
And at 6 furlongs, Mr. Terry, the profile of a winner does favor horses. That's got to get to the right page right in here, my friend. That are stalkers or closers. 18% of the time, however, they go wire to wire. There is a strong rail bias for Crack the Code. 2 and 3, they play fair. 4 through 7, a little bit of discount. And 8, now a small bonus. We do 1,000 simulations in case you're new around here, using speed figures to determine what we think fair odds could be. We're looking for our simulation odds to be lower than the post-time odds. Also, based upon our simulations, how many times they run a speed figure above par for this level. So 79 is the par for this level. You can see Chasing Stardom, about a 33% chance to make that happen. Also, speed is key in American racing. We want to know who has the best chance to be at the quarter-mile marker. Again, 1,000 simulations. And based upon those simulations, which horses are likely to get fractions or a tempo that best fits their winning or best performances. Terry, what do you see in all the red, white, and green?
Well, in here, the 2 and the 3 have plenty of speed together, and so they're going to go probably head and head to the quarter pole. The 1 has an overlay from about almost 5-1 to 6-1. The 4 has an overlay from 8-1 to 12-1, and the 5 has an overlay from 2-1 to 7-2. As far as par numbers, the 5, 3, and 1 have the par numbers, and then in the C zones, as you can see there, we have 7, 6, and 2 have the highest and best C zones.
Indeed. So you can see that none of them really checking off a bunch of boxes in here. We'll talk a little bit more about some of what this data has done so far as we move on. In race number 1, we have a pretty balanced race, although most want to be middle forward. The 1, 3, and 7 want to be pilots. The 5, a co-pilot. The 4, a closer. So far, the 2, not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. And then the 6 horse going to try this for the first time. Looking at our early speed, Terry, between the 1, the 3, and the 7, it does look like the 3, is the quickest. About, every 5 points equals about 1 length. So about 3/4 of a length quicker than the 2 horse. Late speed, that belongs to the 4 horse. Whoosh! He's got about 9-point advantage over the rest of the field. That equates to about 2 lengths, but looks like he'll be closer to 3 lengths behind. He's got a lot of work to do early to make use of those late legs. And again, just looking at our top total pace horses here, Terry, over about 70% of the time so far in 2024, the winner comes from the top 4 in the rankings. The top 3 here stand out a little bit better than everybody else. Who do you think stands out better than everybody else?
Well, I like the 5 Chasing Stardom. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, can improve at the shorter distance, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And then the 3 is my second choice. He has the highest last race speed rating and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 6, the Roland Deep is my third choice. First-time starter whose dam has 6 winners from 9 starters, and his breeding suits today's sprint distance, has a good workout on January 31st. And then the 1, Crack the Code, is my long shot. The rail post is winning 23% clip, and he can improve at the shorter distance. I'm going to play a $2 daily double. I'm going to use the 3, 5, and 6 and single the 1 in the second race.
I have the 3-horse 2 as my top choice. Wobbleness, handsomeness, Terry. Must be talking about you and the baby blues, my friend.
Actually, you have the 5. Is your
I have
top
all right, we'll go with the 5-horse instead then. Chasing Stardom. I just wanted to do the wobbleness thing, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
The 5-horse did have a little better fractions last time out at 7 furlongs, at least in the early part of the race, compared to 6 furlongs in the prior start. Cutting back to 6 furlongs, going to be a difference maker in the third start after a layoff. All right, now Wapo-ness, handsomeness. This one's been off for more than a year. I actually wanted to put it first, to be honest with you, Terry. Came back after being off for more than a year, ran the top last race, speed figure 4 points clear of the next closest horse. Again, Andrew Beyer says anytime it's 3 or more, one that you got to circle. But I forget which book it is I read, but when a horse has been off for more than a year, comes back to run its best speed figure ever, actually 5 months is the marker. So off for 5 months or more, runs its best speed figure ever. A lot of times, something like close to 90% of the time, that horse regresses in the second start after that long extended break. Big concern with that for me. If it doesn't regress and it moves up, I think it's actually your winner. Number 6, Rolling Deep, Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera, first timer. This one has a bullet work, and then it's going to hit to the track, that bullet and go. So the last workout before the debut race is a bullet. That wins at more than 15%, according to Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper. And then finally, our Rooster. If the one can improve the normal amount for a second career start, should be more than enough to continue to contend with most of these, maybe even get the W if all the others maybe don't go to maximum potential. I'm going to do a trifecta 3, 5, 6 with the 3, 5 with the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, Terry. And it looks like they're almost all lined up for race number 1. So let's go ahead and share with you what's about to happen over here.
Okay,
3-horse Terry is your favorite, by the way.
Yeah, Emil likes the 1 in this race. And thanks, Christopher, for the plus. And also, Christopher likes a 4 win in place and then a 4-1-6 exacta try box.
Yeah, so it looks like they're not concerned about the 3 regressing in the second start after more than a year off. I am still concerned. We'll find out when the race is over. But, something that's effective about 90% of the time is something you cannot overlook, right? If the 10% comes in, so be it.
Yep.
5 horses 4-1, Mr. Terry. And they're all lined up and they're off and running. The 2 and the 4 got off to just a brutal break, so they can have a pretty difficult time. The 3-horse has indeed found its way towards the lead, although the 5 to its outside is pressing it. So you got the 2 favorites in there really trying to get after it out of the get and go part. The 5 is on the lead. The 3 has moved to the 5's outside. The 6-horse at 4-1 is in third. It looks like the 2-horse has found its way up into fourth after moving up pretty aggressively after that pretty sloppy break. And he's running by that 6-horse. So that first time starter, that bullet and go, keep an eye out for maybe that one next time. It doesn't look like he was all that interested in racing today. The 5 and the 3 continue to set the tone with the 2-horse giving chase. The 1-horse is on the rail trying to make its way up into third. It looks like he's going to get inside the 2. The 3-horse in that second start, despite the fact that there was a real chance at regression, did not regress. It looks like it's going to be an easy winner, although the 5-horse is not giving up very easily. Terry is trying to make a comeback down on the rail. I don't think he's going to get it done. I think this race is going to go 3, 5, and then it looks like 2, 1. Is that right? 3, 5, 2, 1, 7. 3, 5, 2, 1, and 7. So you're alive in your daily double. I hit my trifecta to get started. And let's see, the 2-horse went off at 15-1. So hopefully that helps me get a decent payout on my trifecta there, Terry. Good way to start the day.
It is. It's very good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you haven't signed up yet on our YouTube channel, kindly hit that subscribe button. It's a smart thing to do. Also hit the bell so when we go live, you are indeed notified. You can also copy. There's a share button on YouTube. If you'd kindly do that and share that with your friends on all your social sites. And you can find us down there on Twitter or X, as it's called now, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, at Horse Race, the number 2 day. If you haven't done that, kindly do that. Yeah, a lot of great information for you. Terry, hopefully we have more great information in race number 2.
Yeah, that'd be great if we do. So it's a 6.5 furlong, claiming $7,500. It's a purse 21,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
And at 6.5 furlongs, the profile of a winner, Mr. Terry, favors stalkers. 18% of the time, horses do go wire to wire. Again, yesterday we saw speed bias. This morning it looks like a little bit of speed so far. 2 and 3 have a penalty. The rail plays fair, so Smart and Fast should get a fair ride. 4 through 7 also play fair, Terry. 8 and Out is the best place to be. But in race number 2, we don't get 8 horses, but we do have some inside speed.
Yeah, we do. All of them show some speed, but this 1 and 3 show the most speed. So we'll just have to see what happens. And then the 1 has an overlay of, boy, I don't know, what's that, about 1 to 5 to
Yeah, about 1 to 5.
yeah, to about 6 to 5. And then let's see, the par numbers. The only one has a par number as far as C zone 7, 1, 6, 4, and 5 or 3 show C zone numbers. So.
Yeah, this one horse, Terry, a lot of green boxes in here. So, and the overlay. The only thing is that Parx, somehow those horses have a high propensity to finish second. You have a barbell race. 4 of the 7 want to be on the front. 3 of the 4 of 7 want to be on the back. Speed of the Speed should have an edge over those horses on the left. It does look like the 3 horse, tough workout. Good shot to get to the front. Milagroso, a miracle. Sharp Sensation, like the 5 horse in here, maybe a little left arrow action from the closer. Be a little closer to the front than just the closing. Late Speed, that belongs to the 1 horse. Smart and Fast, a little bit quicker than Bluey, and those 2 are way quicker than everybody down the stretch. So if those 2 are close coming around the turn, it could be difficult for the others to catch up. And then finally, our top total pace horse, Terry, 7 points clear of the next, is Smart and Fast. A lot of reasons to think this 1 horse might get the job done, Terry. Again, though, I do concern myself with them finishing second as they do so many times. We're both going to try to put them on top and single in a pick 4.
Yep, that's true. Smart and Fast, the 1. He did run second last time versus Similar, but he has a high percentage trainer and jockey. Tough workout. The 3 is my second choice. Ran second versus Similar in his last race, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. He's actually tied with the 6 horse. And then number 4 is my third pick. Won his last race at Parx Racing. Has a high percentage winning jockey. Stevie T is the 6 horse. Is my long shot. He ran second versus Similar and his last race at Penn National, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 1 with the all in the next leg with the 2, 4 with the 5, 6, 10.
What's funny is in that last race, you got 5, 6, 10. I got 3, 4, 8. We don't agree on anything in that 5th race. That'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. I also start off with that 1 horse, also in a single in my pick 4. Total pace 7 points better than anybody else. It is your lone par plus horse. It is the big simulated favorite. Top last race speed figure 7 points better than the next closest horse. I mean, that horse should win, and it should go off at about 1 to 5 relative to the rest of the horses in this field. But as I mentioned, my big concern is that these horses always seem to find a way to finish second at Parx. And if so, you're right, Terry, tough workout, probably the one that's going to beat them. Not a lot of real speed in here outside of the 1 horse, Terry. So this one could get out to the front on easy fractions and be very difficult to chase down at the end. Number 2, Bluey. If someone's going to chase him down, and if it's not the 1, it'll probably be the 2 because it has the most late speed behind the 1 horse in here. And really, outside of the 3 and 1, should be at the front of all the closers. Finally, number 4, Milagroso. This one went wire to wire last time out, but it was in a maiden claiming 10,000. Took it a while to get the first race. Good effort last time out. I think the extra furlong today helps because it was tiring at 5.5 furlongs at the end of the race. Going 6.5 works against it. Not a big fan of maiden claimer 10s in like their 12th try going back-to-back W's. Pick 4 with the 1. 1, 2, 3, 5. I was contemplating all as well there, Terry. 2, 3, 7. As I mentioned, we agree on nothing at the end. I have the 3, the 4, and the 8. Want to say thank you to Rebecca Pollard Rhodes, always giving us thumbs up and love. Thank you, Rebecca. We appreciate that. And Amber Krida. Thank you, Amber, as well. Two very smart women in the audience today. Maybe some of the guys ought to jump in and give us a thumbs up on Facebook and YouTube as well. Race number 3, Terry, in this 10-race card. Tell us what it is all about.
All right. So race number 3 is a 6 furlong again. It's a maiden claiming race for 10,000. It's a purse of 19,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
Yeah, and there's too many first-time starters and stuff, as you'll see here in race number 3, for us to really go through the data. Everybody but the 2 in the 6th, the only race it had, didn't finish within 5 lengths of the leader. So really nothing in terms of simulations, just picks, Terry. And you went all on your pick 4. I don't think that's a bad idea. What did you do? How did you rank them?
Okay, I like the 3 driven to success as a first-time starter. Dam has one winner from one starter. The breeding suits today's sprint distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 1 as my second choice. Another first-time starter. The rail post is winning 23% clip, and the trainer wins 17% of the dirt starts he has entries in. Number 2, Molly Malone is my third pick. She was bumped in her last race and lost all chance of finishing well, but drops in class today. Harley, the 6, drops in class today and has the most experience of all the horses in the race. No bet for me in this race.
I have the 1, Alcala la as my top selection here. In my opinion, of all the workouts, this one has the best workouts, particularly this one right here on December 6th. Again, in the book, I've been reading, where is it at over here? I don't know where it is, but anyway, James Quinn's book about betting thoroughbreds. You're looking for 4 furlongs times 12, right? So something close to 48. And this is the best workout in the group. So that's why I made it my top choice. Number 2, Molly Malone, same fractions. Last time out at 7 furlongs as it ran at 6 furlongs in the opening half. So the cut back from 7 furlongs back to 6 could be the difference maker here. Driven to success, the 3-horse is a first-time starter for trainer Edward Coletti, wins at 15%, debuting in the maiden claiming ranks. And the mama, 1 for 1 with babies, and the workouts are okay. Finally, the 5-horse Bella Estrella, trainer Daniel Velasquez, winner when he debuts in the maiden claiming 3 out of 12, so 25%. And quite frankly, I don't think there's a heck of a lot to beat in this race. I went with the 1, 2, 3 over the 1, 2 over the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For my trifecta in race number 3. Let's see. Hello. Hey, how you doing? It's nice to see you again today. Let's go on to race number 4, Mr. Terry. Talk all about the conditions there for us.
Okay, we're going to stretch out to 1 mile and a 16th. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price with a purse of $21,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
Yeah, and at 1 mile and a 16th, they don't run a whole bunch of them, but what they've run so far has favored early speed. 1 of 3 go gate to wire. A little bit of a rail bonus for ET's Magic Man. 2 and 3, a little bit of a penalty. 4 and out, it all plays fair. So no deal breakers or deal makers on the post positions. Maybe the 1-horse, the exception there, Terry. So a little bit of speed on the inside could be useful, and well, you're going to find it there with that 1-horse.
That's right. All of them show speed, at least most of them do, but the 1 has the most speed. The 1 has also an overlay from 2.5 to 1 to 5 to 1. The 2 has an overlay, a small one from 2.5 to 3.5, and the 3 has an overlay of well, not really. It's about even. So, and then the par numbers 4, 5, 7, and 8 show the best par numbers. As far as C zones, they all but the 3 show good par numbers.
So it does look like there's a scratch here that I missed, Terry, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't have the 7, so I got to go back and change my pick 4 a little bit in there. But otherwise, I've just made the correction in the background. That's the great thing about Google Sheets. We're able to do it live on air and make it real time. Terry, what do you think about that?
That's great.
So as far as our race shape is concerned in race number 4, you see the 1-horse wants to be up on the lead. Not on the lead, but pressure. Everybody else middle back. So this race could benefit a horse that gets to the lead because most folks haven't been up there. ET's Magic Man, as we saw on the simulations, good chance to be the leader, Terry. But Really not a big gap between it and DePlain. So one bad step out of the gate, get blocked, bumped, whatever, could be the difference between being first or fifth at the quarter-mile marker. Lane speed could be an important factor. Tempestuous, about a length quicker than everybody else, but about 2 lengths slower than everybody else out of the gates. Our top total pace horse in here, Terry, is ET's Magic Man. That one scores 4 points clear of everybody, but there's 9-point difference. Again, bad step out of the gate, get blocked, get bumped, go too wide around the track, could make you be first or could make you be last. Terry, who do you think will be first?
Okay, I like number 4, DePlain. Won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races when dropping a horse off win. Number 2, Sailor's Return, ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and has the highest percent winning trainer who wins 19% of the routes he has an entry in. I like the 5 as my third pick, ran second in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, and the 6, More Than a Dance, is my long shot, finished third in his last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last speed rating and the highest figure at today's distance. I'm going to play 50-cent pick 4, 2-4 with the 5, 6, 10, with the 2, 3, 12, with the 4, 6, 11, 13.
All right, so the 7 is scratch. I made a change on my pick 4. I took out the 7 and put in the 4 from my pick 4 earlier, and I'm making the change right now to my trifecta in here, Terry. So 2, 3 with the 2, 3, and then I don't have the 7. So the 7 is going to be replaced with the 6 at the end of my wager here. I start with the 2 horse then, Mr. Terry, as my top choice in race number 4 now. Default out of the 7 spot. Just missed at this level last time out, Sailor's Return. And then today you see that in that last race, it was better. All of its internals from the beginning to the middle to the end, almost always a sign of a horse that's going to continue to prove. Dad's on a roll. Dads are always on a roll. This one's running the proper distance today, Mr. Terry. 10 races in the money with 3 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. Tried other distances 8 times, 0 wins, 1 second, no thirds. DePlain. You remember that show, Terry?
Yeah,
Fantasy
DePlain.
Island? Uh-huh.
Yes.
This one has I'm sure it graded out as your top horse, Terry. I know it graded out near there for me too. Really weird to me that the horse goes from winning a claiming 12-5 to a claiming 7-5. And I don't know, it seems like a strange drop to me, especially since the fractions were a little bit slower. So I'm really suspicious. And then ET's Magic Man gets that 4 spot for me now, Terry. Does have the strong simulation, does have the strong par plus in here. Real good shot to be on the lead. Just wish it had a little bit of a stronger C zone. My trifecta now is 2, 3, 4, over to 2, 3, over to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 in race number 4. Kasi coming up with his horse racing today at Parx Picks. Make sure you screenshot that, folks. See how he does for the day. Christopher D'Souza coming in for race number 2. We'll wind up back a race. He likes the 2 with the 3 and the 1. Bluey, along with Tough Workout, Smart and Fast. Race number 3. He's got the 2 horse to come home with the top prize there. Molly Malone. And then just a 3 with a nice soft exacta box in there, keeping it easy on that race full of first-time starters. Race number 4 that we just cleaned up, Terry. He likes the 1 with the 6 and the 4. ET's Magic Man. That horse could probably come through with that top total pace there. Again, looking at the numbers, about 30% of the time, the horse that is the top total pace horse wins, Terry. That's a pretty big number.
It is.
And they're not always the favorite, too, which is a great thing about that. How long do we have to race number 5, Terry?
Race 2, 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got a long time to race number 5, right?
Yeah.
If you have picks like Millie did yesterday, or Kasi has, or Christopher D'Souza has, kindly share them with us in the comment section. If you have handicapping questions for myself or Terry, go ahead and ask in the commentary section. If you found any angle that's working for you at a particular track, or just works for you any place, anytime, anywhere, hey, share it with us. This is a community. We're all here to try to find more winners. Race 5, Terry, we found the winners in our handicapping, but we do know what the conditions will be.
Yep, it'll be 7 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price. if you put your horse in there to be claimed. The purse is $25,000 for registered Pennsylvania breds, 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 2 races, or claiming price of $16,000, or which have never won 2 races.
Again, you see here, we use Brisnet sheets. You can get them at brisnet.com. Unfortunately, they don't give us any money, even though we promote them every day. I've tried to get some collaboration with them, but so far, no luck. So maybe you guys can tweet at them, what the hell is wrong with you? So you can see the one horse, fictional fairy tale, no dollar amount here means you can't buy that one, but Mob Justice, $16,000, matching the optional claiming price. That one is in to be bought today, Terry. 7 furlongs. First time this week we're going to see that. Maybe since Terry will be gone tomorrow and I'll be working with Charles for Gulfstream Park, it'll be the last time we see 7 furlongs this week, unless there's another one on the card. I don't remember. But 7 furlongs does favor stalkers and closers. 16% of the time, the horse that gets to the front stays on the front and goes straight into the winner's circle. A little bit of a rail penalty for fictional fairy tale. 2 and 3, a little bit of a bonus. 4 and 7, a little penalty. 8 and out. Really bad, Terry. So it looks like you don't want to have an 8. Prefer to be fast in race number 5, Terry. What do you see?
Well, I see that the 9 and the 8 has the most speed in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 has an overlay of from almost about 9 to 5 to 5 to 1. 7 has an overlay of 7 to 2 to 12 to 1. And the 8 has an overlay from about 6.5 to 1 to 8 to 1. Par numbers, the 4, 5, 7, and 8 have par numbers, and all but the 10 have decent C zones.
So it looks like some of these horses scratched. I had to leave, as you know, Terry. So it looks like the 3 horses out again. So I'll make some adjustments to my picks again. In race number 5, Terry, we do see, look at this. Almost everybody wants to be middle back. If you can get to the front, you got a pretty good shot at getting the job done. The 8 and the 9, along with the 5, those 3 be the quickest of the bunch. Everybody else about a length behind. So the 5 probably has the best chance being on the inside of the 8 and the 9 to have a shot at getting the lead early on. Zoppy Fischbein, I don't know what the hell that means, but sure sounds German to me, has a pretty good late pace along with the 5, 7, and 10. Those 4 should be coming. Of those, the 5 will be the most forwardly placed. 5 is indeed the top total pace horse, along with the 8 horse Ira the Icon. Everybody else is pretty far behind, Terry. So maybe a 5, 8 exact the box could be a cheap way to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the 10 horse long shot, I think. He's finishing the money in 4 out of the last 5 races, winning the last start. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 5, Jules in the Bay, won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning jockey also. The 6 is my third choice, is finishing the money in 3 of his last 4 races, finishing second in his last race, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And 8, Ira the Icon, my long shot, he ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No bet in this race for me.
So I'm going to start off now with the 8 horse because the 3 horse scratched. Ira, the Icon, last time out did have a big speed figure, huge speed figure jump. And that was confirmed by running about 2 seconds faster. Maybe this horse will be better in the 3rd start after layoff. Has a good shot to be because it had 2 workouts between starts. The 5 horse, Terry, I have the 4 horse as my next choice. I'm sorry. Scamp Walker. This one was faster despite going longer in its last race. And sometimes this horse flashes some really strong, like almost stakes level late speed. If you see some of that today, probably runs away with this race. Number 5, Jules in the Bay, highly consistent performer, Terry, coming off the bench. A trio of okay works for that one. And then finally, number 6, Zoppy Fischbein does have some of the best C-zone scores in here, Terry, along with some of the best total pace figures that we saw when we did that. I'm going to do a trifecta. Let me go back and do this. It's 3, 4, and 5. Right? 3, 4, and 5 over the, God helps if I press the 5, right? With the 8 and the 4. All messed up with the scratches today. I thought I had them in there with the 3, 4.
Got to be the 4, 5, and 8 in the first place.
4. What do I have in there? What do I have? The 3, 4, 5. Yes, indeed. 4, 5, comma, and then 8. And then I have the 4, 8. I got that right. And then I'm going to take out the 3.
Yep.
And then I'm going to put the 7 on the back end of that. I should probably put your 10 in there since it's your first pick, Terry, but I'll have fun rooting against it. 4, 5, and then I got to go back here to race 2 and change the end of my pick 4. So it becomes 4, 5, and 8. So we do have a horse now that overlaps with the 4, 5, and 8, Terry. So we'll both be rooting for the 5 horse, hopefully, at the last leg there. All right, what do we have now to race number 6?
4 minutes.
All right, that's plenty of time to do race number 6 as I do a little bit of live editing.
Yeah, that's fine. And I should have double checked your picks. I didn't do that. Sorry.
That's all right. You know what they say happens.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, this is 6 furlongs again. $5,000 claiming price. It's $18,000 purse for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since August 6th.
So let's see right here. We got Abstruse, Allen. Expected a 5 higher in both of your picks in this one. Worried now. Don't be worried. In race number 4, Bahik likes the exacta 4 over the 1, the 2, 3, 4, and 5. Race 2. I think that's what he's trying to say. Christopher D'Souza, race 5, the 1 horse with the 1, 5, 6 exacta trifecta box. Race 5, 5, 4 for Abstruse Allen over there in the UK. The Detroit Joker is back. Jules in the Bay reminding me of Neil Young's song, Midnight on the Bay. I like some good music references in there, too. At 6 furlongs, Terry, we're talking about horses that do stock or close 18%. Peyton Manning, go wire to wire. Very strong rail bias for Queen Cadence. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 and 7, a little bit of a discount. 8 and out, a little bit of bonus. Terry, tell us all about this deep field and where we might find some speed.
Well, the 3 and the 8 show the most speed. They may go head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay of from about almost 3-1 to 10-1. Par numbers, the 2 and 8, only 2 that have any par numbers, and most of these have pretty, at least some kind of C-zones.
Yeah, it looks like the 9 and the 10 of that big group have a good shot of getting the pace that they like. A lot of speed in this one, Terry. Should open the door for horses that want to come from off the pace. Speaking of all that early speed, Mazal 18, Take Charge, Erica. I mean, just look at all this. These guys are going to get out and get after it. So you better have a little bit of energy at the end of the race. Risque's Jewel does have the most, about a length quicker than everybody else. This does look like one of those races. Maybe you focus on the top total pace, but look at how tightly packed this entire race is. All but 2 within 8 points of each other. All but 1 within 10 points. Again, a bad start, a bump, wide trip could be the difference, quite literally, between being first or 12th. Terry, how did you rank them?
All right. I like the number 3, Take Charge, Erica. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The 12 is my second choice, finished 3rd in her last race, has a trainer wins 18% of the claiming races he has a horse entered in. Number 2, Boscara is my 3rd choice, finished 5th after being bumped at the start, and has a trainer wins 25% of the races in the 2nd race after he claims a horse. And then the 8 is my long shot. She has an early foot and drops in class today. No bet for me in here.
Yeah, I didn't have to make any changes, fortunately, to my picks. So let's go through what I originally believed. Boscara, its last race was better than it looks with faster early fractions. Nice little overlay is there. Good chance to be par plus. Well, not a good chance, but one of a few. Mazal 18 held its speed longer last time out at 6 furlongs versus 5.5 furlongs. Going to drop in class in the 3rd start after a layoff. I like that combination. The Knockout Kid. First up, since about Thanksgiving, November 29th. Actually, that's my dad's birthday. Trio of decent workouts since its last race there. Trainer Michael Moore, so far in 2024, has been all or nothing. He's trotted out 8 horses. 3 of them won. So I probably should have put it first or not in my picks at all. Or they've run off the board. And then finally, the 3 horse, Take Charge. Erica, Terry's top pick. Speed and fade in the first race after more than 4 months on the bench. I expect to see more stamina today with a workout between starts. Trifecta 2, 8, 11, 2, 8 with the 2, 3, 8, 11. And there is no 14. So I guess I do got to make a change on this one too. I'm going to put the 1 horse in there at the front, Mr. Terry.
All righty.
Just lots of changes for me today. I had to make a quick trip before the show started today and got home about 5 minutes before it got cooking. Let's see. Race number 2 should be just about ready to run, right?
Yeah.
Or if they're not running already.
They're-
And off they go. There we go, Terry. So the 3 horse, the one we thought would have the lead, tough workout, is on the lead. The 1 horse saving a little bit of ground. That heavy favorite, according to our simulations, 4-5. So you still got some value with that one. The 7 horse, Sharp Sensation, riding co-pilot to the outside of the 3. The 1 horse still on the rail. The 4, and then it looks like the 6 horse battling for 4th right now as they go through the opening quarter, 23-1. 5 horse is starting to give it up a little bit. The 2 horse, Terry, way off the pace. He's going to have to find something extra to get himself into the money. The 1 horse has said, I've had enough of this, and he's engaged the 3 horse and ran right on by him. Although the 3 horse giving him a little bit of lip there, Terry, coming around the turn. Not going to make it so easy for him, it looks like. The 1 horse is still battling with the 3s. Those 2 come down. The stretch, they're battling. They're toughing it out. Boy, that 4-5 is going to have to work for that W, it looks like, Terry. 3 is starting to fade a little bit as they come into the wire. It's going to be the one with the 3. Pretty big gap between them and the rest. So it's going to go 1, 3, and then it looks like the 5 and the 4 are going to come in for 2nd and 3rd. So we both wisely singled up the 1. We had the exact order. We missed the 5 and 4 on the back end of the trifecta, but we didn't make any bets there. Again, just an observation, Terry. Whenever I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen this too, whenever there's a lot of green across these lines, those horses tend to do pretty good.
They do. And let you know that horse, when the gate open, was 4-5. And once the gate opened, it dropped to 1-5.
What the hell?
Yep. What the hell?
That has to, and we talk about this too regularly, but that has to stop.
It does.
That just ridiculous. Has to stop. Yeah. Let's see. We got Christopher D'Souza in race 6. He likes the 1 horse in that race. And then the Detroit Joker in race number 6 likes Vanishing Faith, the 7 horse, because it failed its crypto code last time out. Race number. What do you mean by failed crypto code? Can you kind of give us some details on that? Race 7, Terry, is another one of these races where a lot of first-time starters or horses making their second or first or second start. So not a lot of data to work with, but we do know what we're working with condition-wise.
Yeah, it's 6 furlongs. It's 40,000 maiden claiming with purse of 40,000 registered Pennsylvania maidens, 3-year-olds.
So 6 furlongs, tactical speed, but usually maidens, if you look through James Quinn's book, speed really, most times horses, when they break their maiden, are really close to the front, if not go wire to wire. Speed looks like it is the way at the track as it was in 2023 at Parx. It looks like the track has gone back to its normal footing. Strong rail bias for Kalari, not sorry. The thing is that wasn't a strong bias in 2023 either. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 and 7 get a discount. Small bonus if you're 8 and out. Again, Terry, really not a whole lot we can do in terms of the data. A lot of horses making first-time starts or second starts. So the only thing we can really do here, of the horses that have some starting ability, though, Terry, or have shown, looks like Bad Mr. Brown, Love You Blue. Most all of them except for Cuz It's Chilly. Going to be pretty close out of the opening gate, not including the first-time starters. Lion in the Sun, the 6 horse, a 10-point late pace advantage, only about a 1-point difference on the early speed. So that could be enough to bring that horse home at the end. And then as far as your top total pace, Lion in the Sun, 6 points clear of everybody else in this race, Terry, though I do feel like some other first-time starters might factor. What do you see?
Well, I like in here Luca D, the 13, finished 3rd versus Simmer in his only start. Lasix is added. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 11, Bad Mr. Brown ran 2nd versus Simmer in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He's tied with another one, which is the 6. And he has a high percentage winning jockey and good furlong workout on January 25th. He's the 11 horses. 6, my 3rd pick, Lion in the Sun, finished 3rd versus Simmer in his only start, has the highest last race speed rating. He's tied with that 11. 4 is my long shot. In his debut, he was well bet, finishing 4th after studying at the 7/16 and has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 4, 6, 11, and 13, single the 7 and the 8th, then go with the 2, 3, and the 9th, and the 2, 3, and the 10th.
I'm going to start with the 4-horse, Mr. Terry. The 4-horse, Love You Blue. Sometimes the biggest race improvement comes in that second race, a second career start, because that first race, the nerves, the kickback, the excitement, horses can learn a lot in their debut race. And according to James Quinn in his book about betting thoroughbreds, handicapping thoroughbreds, they can improve as much as 2 to 3 lengths in that second. So you add in somewhere between every 5 lengths, every I forgot what I'm trying. It has to do with speed figure. So it adds anywhere from 8 to 13 points to their speed figure is what I wanted to say. And Love You Blue with any second race improvement would be more than enough to win this race. Number 1, Kalari Not Sorry. That first-time starter got a strong rail. Mama makes some winners. The horse, again, has that bullet and go angle, the last workout before coming to the track, a bullet. That is a 15% winner. The last time it didn't work, so odds are it might perform better in this one than it did with Jamie Ness horse. Trainer Kathleen Damasi wins 13% of the time with first-timers. That's good enough for me. Luca D, Terry's top pick, should be forwardly placed. A bunch of workouts after its debut. And another horse with second race improvement, enough to put it in contention. I don't know why this says 16, Terry, but we'll fix that in a minute. And then the 6-horse of all the horses with experience, we saw this one had a 5-point total pace advantage over everybody else. Going to get first-time Lasix, and another that could benefit from that big jump that's possible in the second start after a layoff. So I have pick 4. 1, I don't know, where do I get these numbers from? This is supposed to be 1,
13.
1, 4, 6, 13. 1, 4, 6, and 13. All right, hopefully I don't have anybody scratched in the next race, Mr. Terry. Over to 3, 4, over to 2, 3, 7, over to 2, 3, 7, and 10. Oof. A lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Really like him at a decent price. Which one do you really like today at a decent price? Truce, are you talking about the back here or a different horse in the race that we're talking about now? Let us know which one you really like over there in the UK. Are you going to fixed odds bet it? And what are the fixed odds over there today? Race 8, 3 to go. Terry, tell us about the conditions in race number 8.
Okay, we're out to 7 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race, a $16,000 claiming price if you want to put your horse in there to be claimed. First, $25,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, or which have never won 2 races, or claiming price of $16,000, or which have never won 2 races.
So he says he loves Love Ya Blue. You know what movie that was from, Terry?
No, I don't.
Anybody know what's in? Okay, so Love Ya Blue. Down in the comment section, let us know what movie Love You Blue was in, and we'll give you some free picks for races 9 and 10. At 7 furlongs, Terry, I thought there might have been a second one. For example, Vanishing Faith field one of its odds. Codes of Minimax Novelty half code change. There was also an active number. I'm not quite sure what that means either. So perhaps you can help us out with that. Failed, not failed. Okay, sounds good. Failed, not failed. All right. So it's 7 furlongs, Mr. Terry. We're looking at horses that stock are closed 16% of the time. Jim Plunkett, Terry. He's from the Bay. You remember him, right?
Yeah, he was a quarterback for the 49ers.
No. Maybe he was, but he was for the Raiders.
He was. He was traded to the Raiders, but first played for the 49ers.
Did you know a little bit of some more trivia? What is a unique distinction for Jim Plunkett that no other quarterback in the NFL has?
I have no idea.
He's the only quarterback to win 2 Super Bowls, Terry, that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Wow, that's pretty. That's something else.
He
was a good quarterback, as far as I was concerned.
Abstruse Allen is correct. It is old school for Love Ya Blue. Very funny movie. That's some BS right there, though, to be the only quarterback with 2 Super Bowls not in the Hall of Fame. He must have really made the writers mad. No? All right. So in race number 8, Terry, we talked about the kind of horse that typically wins. A little bit of off the pace, but if you look in here, everybody, Terry, with some chance to get to the lead.
Yeah, they all have some speed, but the 5 have the most speed. 3 has an overlay from about 4 to 5 to 6 to 1. Par numbers 3, 6, 7, and 4 have the par numbers in here, and then all of them have C zone except for that 3.
Yeah, and we have a lot of color here today too. Again, so this tells me it's a wide open race. Interesting that such a wide open race merits Terry's pick of the day in Jeeper Creeper. Chris, you got a pick of a day here to try to go maybe double or nothing on that coffee certificate. In race number 8, looks like a pretty balanced race. Most want to be middle back, so maybe a little bit of favoritism towards the early speed, Terry. That belongs to, well, there's a bunch of them that want to get up there, but the 3, the 5, and the 6 look like the quickest out of the box. They should have an early race advantage over the rest. Marvelous Moon Dance, about 3/4 of a length from that pressure position, quicker than everybody else. And then as far as our top total pace numbers in here, Terry, the 7's going to have to do something. He's in that 30% group that's outside the top 4. Again, usually the top 4 produces the winner. These top 4 are a few points better than everybody else. Why is the 7, Terry, going to be the 30% exception?
Well, I like him because he finished third versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He's actually tied with another. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And also are going to get a little better price than normal. Number 4, Booster Shot. He won his only start at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 8's my third pick, Smoking Holiday. He won his last start at Parx Racing, has trainer Louis Linder Jr., and is ridden by Ruben Silveira. Number 6 is my long shot, which is plenty of time. Finished the money in 3 out of 4 races, winning one at Parx Racing, and the distance won't be a problem. I'm going to bet $25 to win on number 7. And basically, my picks of the day at Parx since December 20th, I've won 71% of those, been in the money 100% of the time. And also, some of them paid pretty decent. Best payment was $17.40, and then I had a $10.40 and a $10.20. So,
you know what you just did to yourself, right? You just Jim Nanced yourself. He hasn't missed a field goal in 6 years.
Yeah, I just jinxed myself.
Doink! You just doinked yourself, Terry.
Yeah. But it's been a nice hot streak for me. So
yes, indeed. So why would you doink yourself? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going to go with the 3 horse. Hope it doesn't upset your 100% in the moneyness. North Pole. I think this one has a really good shot to be your pace setter in here today, Terry. Cutting back from a mile is helpful. Going to get a good price on that one. Nice overlay too. Really strong par plus. Booster shot, and you got about 40 of them, right, so far? Is that what we're up to? 40 booster shots, or are they to 50 yet?
I don't know.
This one won its lone race at Parx after coming in from Kentucky and Fairgrounds prior to that. So track dropper should consistently perform well at a place like Parx. Your horse, Terry, Jeeper, did run the top last race. Speed figure, gonna drop in class in here, Terry, like that. Gonna catch a little bit of a weight break too. Could be useful. Finally, the 6 horse, Plenty of Time. This one runs pretty well after a little bit of time in the barn, and it's going to get some opportunity to press for the lead here as well today. It's a pretty strong C zone too. I don't have any wagers in here because I used a lot of mine on the pick 4. Race 8, pick of the day. There you go. 25 to win on the 1. Bobby's Candy. All right, Christopher, do you have the cojones to go double or nothing? Let us know down in the comments section.
Yep.
Race number 9. I know he does. That was just joking. I know
he does
for sure.
All right.
Race number 9, Terry.
Another.
Tell us all about the brass tacks here.
6.5 furlongs, $15,000 claiming price. Purse $28,000 for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since November 6th. Claiming races for $12,500 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
At 6.5 furlongs, Mr. Terry Stalkers. Peyton Manning goes wire to wire 18% of the time. The rail's fair. 2 and 3 penalty. 4 and 7 are fair. 8 and out. That's the best place to be. So a little bit of tactical speed on the outside in race number 9 could be pretty useful, but it looks like one of them is going to be very difficult to run down.
Yeah. Several of them showed speed, but the 3 has way more than the rest of them, according to our data. The 4 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 10 to 1. The 7 has an overlay from 5 to 1 to 6 to 1, and the 8 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 4 to 1. All the horses have some kind of par numbers, but the 1, 3, 5, and 9 have the best. Most of them have some kind of C zone numbers, but the 7, 2 have the better C zone.
Yeah, it looks like it could be uncomfortable pace for just about everybody in here. Although everybody except for the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7, 1, 3, 5, and the 9, good shot to go over par. Again, this looks like a pretty wide open race in race number 9. All this data, we're working on something, folks, where we'll be able to make it available for every single track on every single day. So if that's something you have an interest on, keep an eye out on our social sites at Horse Race the Number 2 Day. You find that on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X. We'll fill you in on the details on how you could participate. This race, Terry, everybody wants to be middle back. You get to the front, you got a good shot to maybe take this field wire to wire. Does look like that 3-horse Angel of Canterbury has about a 1.5 length lead, well, 1.25 length lead over the rest of the field. Wants to be on the front, likely to be on the front. Everybody else chasing and bumping behind. Maybe gets away with reasonable fractions, goes wire to wire. Peace, Love, and Karma, the closer, will be coming the best, about 1 length better than everybody else, but going to be way, way off the pace, maybe too far off to make up, even though it does have that distinct late race edge. As far as your top total pace horse here is concerned, Buxom, Terrace Talent, but you got a lot of them here again, Terry. Look at all 10 of them, all of them within 10 points of each other. Get stuck wide, spin your wheels coming out of the gate. Any sort of mishap in the race is the difference between first and worst. Another wide open affair, Terry, but we both agree on the same 4 horses, just in slightly different order.
Yeah, I like that 3 Angel of Canterbury. My top pick has won 2 out of the last 4 races, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 2, Take It to the Max. Second choice, she finished in the money in 9 out of her last 10 races, winning 4 of the starts. So she likes to be very competitive, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Tara's Talent, the 8, is my third pick. She likes park racing, finishing in the money 58% of the races, winning 14% of the starts. And at today's distance, she's finished in the money 62% of the races. And then the 7 is If I Had a Chance, is my long shot. She ran second her last race and has the highest speed figure at today's distance. She switches to high percentage winning jockey. I have no money left, so I can't make any bets in this rate.
So Terrorist Talent failed his code last time out at 9. Also, Terrorist Talent was an active number. So keep an eye on those from the Joker right there. Christopher D'Souza, liking the 4-horse Collins Gray Lady, one that didn't make either one of ours, Terry. So upsetting you and I. It's got the 1 Peace, Love, and Karma, and then the 8-horse in there, Terrorist Talent. I started off with the 2 horses. My top selection, Mr. Terry, Take It to the Max. Yeah, he's going to step up in class. That's a bit of a concern for me, but he loves himself some Parx, Terry. 10 races, 4 wins, 6 seconds. That's 10 out of 11. That's a pretty good number. At the distance, 7 times out, 3 wins, 3 seconds. Another set of good numbers there, and has some workouts between races. Horse should be ready to follow up with another solid Parx effort. Angel of Canterbury. This one is a class dropper in here, Terry. 1 for 1 at Parx. Jamie Ness, Ruben Severa, third start after a layoff, and quite frankly, that low knee that could get to the front and become very difficult to catch at the end. If I had a chance, that 7-horse, Terry, this one was better across the board. All of its pace numbers improved last time out. Again, a sign of a horse that's coming into form. In the money, 11 out of 14 at Parx, and does have a decent workout to keep that saw sharp between races. Then finally, the 8-horse Terrace Talent ran that Z pattern we talk about. Terry, where the early pace numbers here, a little bit of a regression in the middle of the race, and then finds its second win and sees those pace numbers pop coming down the stretch, and does have a maintenance workout in between races and drops in class. 2, 3, 7, 8 over the 3 for me for a $1 daily double. I was deciding if I wanted to single the 2 or the 3 on the other race. I just went with the 3. So if I get, I can still be live at the end in race number 10.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for anyway. That was just my thinking there. Last race of the day. And if you haven't done it, kindly hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on all of our social sites. We would greatly appreciate it if you copied the share button over on YouTube and pasted that in your social sites so all your friends who want all this exciting race information and Terry's 100% of the time, 71% winners on his best bets to be in their inbox in the morning. What's going on in race number 10, Terry?
Okay, the last race is a 7-furlong race, claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, first 18,000 for fillies and mares, 4 years and older and up, 4 years old and upward, which have not won a race since August 6th.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about 7 furlongs. You want a little bit tactical speed. The rail helps. Being on the outside helps. Really no deal makers or deal breakers in terms of post positions. A little bit of tactical speed, Terry. And again, we got a race here where one of them looks like you're going to really have the jets turned on when the gates open and the dirt flies.
Yeah, the 3 only has the only speed in this race according to our data, or at least
well, at 7
other
might
than the 7,
sniff.
But yeah, it's a little sniff of speed. But anyway, the 3 also has an overlay of about 7 to 5 to 8 to 1, and the par numbers of 6, 7, and 10 have 3. I'm sorry, 3, 10, and 3 and 10 have the best par numbers. And then as far as C zones, as you see there, the 6, the 7, and the 10 also have some C zone numbers.
I'm glad to see the par plus, but really the combination that works on this strong lead is when it has that strong C zone as well, because that's usually an indication that it's going to get to the lead, be pretty comfortable with that pace. This one might be a little bit nervous and start looking around up front. It does want to be up near the lead, that 3 horse. Let's see indeed if its recent pace tells us it's going to be the case. Wow, 13 points clear of the next closest horse, Terry. That's the 10 on the outside. So the 3 really no problem clearing that. Everybody else, the 1 horse on the inside, maybe the 2, gives it a little bit of trouble for the first few steps out of the gate, but really the 3 should get its way on the front. Going to have some late stamina because it's got that red late pace number in there. On the late speed, Terry, really not anything in here off the charts, average late speed for these horses. So they'll be coming, just not hard and fast. The 3 horse does grade out as your top total pace horse, along with the 10 and the 7 in there. There's a nice gap of about 6 points to the next group of horses. Looks like maybe you can X out the 1 and the 6 according to total pace. So 3, 7, and 10, you're exact the trifecta total pace box, Terry. You got the 3, but no 10, but you do like the 7.
I do. I like the 3 as my top pick. So Softly finished 3rd in her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lean on E, the 2 is my second choice. Has an early foot, so the shorter distance should help. The 9, Classy Miss. She switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She's my 3rd pick. My long shot's a 7, who drops in class today and has a high percentage winning jockey. No bet, as I'm out of money.
All out of money, all out of hope. Feels like self-destruction. I have the 3 horse So Softly too, Terry. I just think that one could have too much of an early speed advantage. 13 points for the rest of the horses to overcome, especially since that horse is going to cut back in distance today. Number 10, Miss Malevolence, the 10 horse. Another one of those top par figure horses in there. Top last race speed figure was 3 points better than the next closest horse, Terry, before scratches. It's going to drop in class and is a very consistent performer. Lean on Me when you're not strong. That 2 horse should be forwardly placed. Another one that cuts back in distance to its benefit today. Finally, the 7, we both like that long shot in there. Schooner Will, going to take a shot. First up off the bench, Terry, after a little bit of rest, is making a class drop and has enough back class to perhaps steal this one at the end. Mr. Terry, and that wraps up our total picks today for Parx. Race 1 is in the books. Who won the first race, Terry? You remember? It was a 3 horse, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Was it the 3? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it went 3-1 so far. So that's where we're at.
Absolutely.
Race 2 is coming up in just a minute. We'll talk about that.
You mean race 3?
Yeah, race 3, something like. Yeah, I'm in there somewhere, Terry. Race 10, Christopher D'Souza with the 10, 3, 6 exact, the trifecta box. So Softly, not a failed crypto code last time out, however, could be very well a present crypto code as a novelty if he goes off at 5 to 1 or higher. preferably below 10. Jockey Ruiz. Yeah, he's a good jockey too. Tomorrow I will be back with charming Chuck, the Big Whoopa, as we'll do Gulfstream Park for the next couple of days. That's always fun. Not sure what we're going to do for Foreign Fridays, but at Hong Kong had a nice $37 winner, Terry, in my picks. I'll take that all day, every day, every day at the racetrack. Let's see. How long do we have until race number 3, Terry?
1 minute.
All right. Yeah, and they're still kind of walking towards the back there. Looks like they're jogging to the behind the gate there. So we should see race number 3 get started in just a moment. As it stands right now in race number 3, really not a big favorite in race number 3. Looks like the 2-horse Molly Malone. If I remember correctly, Molly Malone was the top pick for Christopher D'Souza in race 2. Is that right, Terry? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I'd have to.
I remember somebody saying that was the top pick in there.
Yeah,
see, he does have the 2, the 3, and the 1 in there, so that could be the case. I remember
race
somebody.
2. Yeah, somebody has the 2. Yeah, it's Christopher D'Souza. He likes the 2 in the second race, and he wants win, place, and show. And then he likes 2, 3, 1. I imagine he wants an exacta trifecta with that.
Yes, indeed. And then, so really not a big favorite in that race at all, with that 2-horse being the top choice right now at 5-2. But hell, who knows when the gates open?
Sorry, that was the second race. In the third race, he likes the 2.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my
2,
screen there.
2, 3 exacta.
But
box.
It might be the right now. It might be the 5-2. But by the time it gets to the half-mile marker, it might be 2-5. Terry.
Yeah. They do that all the time, don't they?
Yeah, they have to change that. I'm sorry, folks. HISA, if you're watching, and you should be, you got to get rid of that. You got to 3 minutes before post, no more syndicate money. That's it. Let the bettors have a good sense of what it is they're actually going to get when the gates open. This looks really hokey because it is hokey.
Yeah.
Right? If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it sounds like a duck and craps like a duck, it's a duck.
Yep, that's what they say.
So the 5-horse is giving them some difficulty getting into the gate. So the jockey has hopped off that horse. See if they can get it in there without the jockey on. Give it a little bit of encouragement to get in. Just hope they don't hold its tail, because if they do, as we learned from trainer Larry Ravelli, one of the reasons why you want to watch our shows, he had mentioned that when you see the horse in the gate and they're holding its tail to keep it calm, those horses never get off to a good start. And I can tell you, since he's told us that, Terry, how many times have you seen him holding a horse's tail where it got off to a good start?
Oh, several times.
It didn't get off to a good start.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 5 is really being contentious back there. You don't want to work today. I'm really kind of surprised that Bay Estrella's odds aren't really rising faster, because it's exerting a lot of effort just getting that one into the gate today. And the 2-horse has made its way to 8-5, Terry.
Yeah.
So, by the time the gates open, that one will be
4-5.
Yeah, it'll be the 1-9 favorite.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Christopher's win in place. So
what's going to hurt it more is the 1-horse is going to win, Terry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we have. Well, you have the 3-horse, so
I do.
Either the 3 or the 1. They're both 7-2. Next on the board is that unruly 5-horse, Bella Estrella. They're not really dissuading people, though, surprisingly. Looks like they may have finally got that one in there.
Yep.
And now it looks like the 7-horse doesn't want to cooperate either. Flipping its head around a little bit as they're getting that one ready to go in. Giving it a little bit of the encouragement from the rear quarters. And in he goes. All right. Thank you for going in. Nice and neat. Nezzy's girl. They're all finally in for race number 2. Terry, let's take a look at what race 3, excuse me. This is a bunch of first-time starters, so we really don't have any idea who's going to do what when the gate opens. And they're off. The 5-horse, as antsy as it was, Mr. Terry, did break sharply. The 1-horse has found its way to a pretty easy lead. 2-horse now trailing in third. The 7-horse to the outside of the 2. Looks like the 6-horse is third. You have that's the 7, and then the 3, and then it looks like the 4 is way off the grouping there, Mr. Terry. The one horse continues to set the tone as they come down the backside, heading for the turn. Going into the turn, the one horse is your leader. The two horse, the favorite, Molly Malone at 7-5, has found its way into second. But right now, Terry, I mean, there's one horse is going to have to back up a lot, or the four horses, the two horses, going to have to come a lot. They haven't posted the fraction, so I don't know if they're running fast or slow, or they're behind. The one horse kind of went up the track a little bit coming out of the turn, so maybe going to open the door for that two horse to run him down at the end. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. The two's giving it every ounce of energy he has, but I think the one horse, with the one horse's stride's really shortening right now. But the jockey finally got him to switch leads. Now the horse is starting to extend again as it found its second win. This one's going to go 1, 2, 7, Terry, 1, 2, and 7. Unfortunately, I don't have the 7 in my trifecta. Oh. Do have the ice cold exacta there, and I think both of us find our way into, yes indeed, because you awed that leg into the last two legs of the opening pick 4.
Yep.
That was that bullet and go, folks. That has that right. That's what I saw. The one horse, the bullet and go. Let's just make sure that I've got that right before we part out of here. Oh no, that was the one with that one workout that we saw in race number 3, where it had the 4 times 12, if you remember, pretty close to 4 times 12, breezing from the gate. So you know the horse had a little bit more. I call those back bullets, even though it wasn't a bullet, Terry. Nonetheless, it is a winner. And that's it for today, Terry. Any final thoughts from you before you head out for this wonderful weekend?
Yeah, just be careful of the weather, especially down south in Southern California and across the nation. Give your loved ones and your friends kisses, hugs, and how you feel about them, because you never know what's going to happen. Have a great rest of the week. Looking forward to the Super Bowl where the 49ers are going to be champs.
They're going to get their ass kicked. No, I'm just kidding. Well, they have to be, right? Isn't that what they say? That Travis Kelce is going to propose to Taylor Swift, who they're going to show more than the game, and then afterwards she's going to endorse a political candidate. I know I read that on the internet somewhere, so it has to be true.
It must be.
One thing I'd like to say before we run out of here: a great horseman, a great entertainer. I don't know if you heard about Toby Keith passed away. He owned horses down in Remington Park. Loved this sport. We had hoped to get him on as a guest if he had gotten healthy. God rest his soul. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this day, folks, we certainly hope that you have God's grace, God's favor, and that everything you do ends up in the
winner's circle.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us. Charles and I look forward to bringing you some winners at Gulfstream Park tomorrow. Rest in peace, Toby.